What's up, my little TisaTells? How y'all doing today? Well, if you're Amber Heard, you are acting real erratic. Listen, I don't know what's going on, but Amber Heard just gave an interview. I'm going to sum it up for y'all. Let me give you the plot. Amber said that Johnny 100% hurt her. She's afraid he's gonna file for defamation again, and she still loves her mama. Pick a lane, but don't worry, she's fighting for victims of all abuse, y'all. What am I talking about today? Amber Heard needs to be stopped. Now, here's the thing, right? This isn't even about whether you believe the ruling was right or not. The jury of the peers came out. This is about like, Amber, what is your end goal? You're also throwing shots at Johnny, talking about, yeah, he's a good actor, that's why he won, but we saw you on trial trying to act too. And needless, can I just say, I think Aquaman 2 was the pinnacle of her acting career. That's all I'm gonna say. And y'all know how I feel about Aquaman 2. Now, all I have to say about Aquaman 2 is watch it with the sound off, right? It's a much better experience. Anyway, let's get into this mess, because I just can't believe this. I really can't believe this. Where did she start, right? First of all, she went on an interview with Samantha Gumbry. Let's just read the article and then I'll give my opinion. Amber Heard says she fears other defamation lawsuits from Johnny Depp. I'm scared. No matter what I do, no matter what I say or how I say it, every step I take will present another opportunity for that point of silencing. Now, here's the thing. Amber's being, dramatic. And I understand what she's saying, but it doesn't play out to real life, Amber, because all you have to do is not speak about the abuse that you say that you experienced under Johnny. But the jury actually didn't agree that there was abuse, but just said you couldn't speak out about it. However, Amber, you're being a little bit dramatic, because you said you're planning on appealing the lawsuit. And no matter how you feel about this, you have to wait for the appeal before you can break the law. Girl, Amber Heard is just dramatic, but let's get into this, right? Amber is opening up about the ripple effects of her headline-making trial against Johnny Depp and why she fears her legal battles with her ex-husband are far from over. You're appealing the judgment. So it's more like Johnny should also be like, okay, Amber's going to try to do it again. In a preview of her exclusive upcoming interview for NBC News that aired on Today, right? Amber told Samantha Gumbry that the jury's verdict that she defamed Depp by coming forward with her allegations of sexual violence, left her worried about what she can now say. She's also concerned she's going to be sued again. Amber, stop playing. You have lawyers and you know the law just like we do. You know exactly what you can and cannot say until this case is overturned. Why are you acting like you're sleeping in fear, talking about, can I have some salt? Oh, Johnny, please don't be mad at me. I just wanted salt. Amber, shut up. Anyway, right? She said, I took for granted what I assumed was my right to speak. I'm scared no matter what I do, no matter what I say or how I say it. Every step I take will present another opportunity for the sort of silencing, which is what a defamation lawsuit is meant to do. It's meant to take your voice. That is true. She's not lying. Defamation lawsuits are meant to take your voice, but the reason they're meant to take your voice is because the other side says that you are lying and spreading defamatory, vicious insults about them. That is the heart of what a defamation lawsuit is. Again, I understand Amber's point, and I have to say this victory for men and women who were abused, it's not a good one, because again, don't forget, the jury wasn't weighing in on whether they thought abuse occurred. They actually said abuse occurred. They were saying that she defamed Johnny Depp by speaking about the abuse, which is in a totally different ballpark. With Amber, and again, this is what bugs me about her. She keeps trying to make herself the poster child for support me, abused. We get that, Amber. But I also have to say, it's like, but you don't seem to be concerned about anybody else or supporting anybody but yourself. Again, I get the overall, but this is what I mean. Amber's always putting 20 on 10. You know what you can say. You haven't been silenced. And if you do feel like you have an appeals process, just like when you won in the UK with Johnny Depp, right? Johnny cried, screamed, and he ran to court and dragged you back in there, just like you guys are about to go. I feel like this is going to go on forever. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp really are those crazy neighbors that are fighting fisticuffs, and then the next day they're back together. But here's another thing I don't understand about Amber. How are you doing all this? You sued him, defamation, you live in fear, but you still love him? Where, like, even if that's the case, because I realize you can't control somebody's heart. Why are you speaking about this? You realize it plays really, really odd. Anyway, right? Let's see, right? Oh, she also, listen, she said, the Aquaman star, and I use that word lightly, previously told Samantha that she stands by every word of her testimony, insisting, I made a lot of mistakes, but I've always turned the truth. She plans to appeal the jury's decision. She said, but living with the public ridicule is another thing. And text messages surfaced on the trial. Depp promised a global humiliation for Heard. And she was asked, did she feel like that came true? And Amber nodded in agreement. Again, this doesn't have to do with whether you think Johnny is right or Amber's right. It's like, Amber, why are you now trying to play victim when you literally dragged Johnny into court last time? You put, I think, op-ed, was it in the New York Times, or maybe it was the Washington Post? You meant to humiliate him and destroy his career. I think you might have said as much, if not your actions chose. You dragged him out publicly to sue him. When you thought you destroyed him, you were gloating and so happy. So now you're saying it's not fair that Johnny's doing the same thing to you that you did to him when you were winning. Okay, right? She said, I know he promised it, the global humiliation. I testified to this. I'm not a good victim. I get it. I'm not a likable victim. I'm not a perfect victim. But when I testified, I asked the jury to see me as human and to hear his own words, which is a promise to do this. It feels as though he has. She went on to insist that she never intended to hurt or cancel with her op-ed, and which she never mentioned her ex by name. Okay, first of all, again, this is the issue everybody has with Amber, her playing victim. Amber, everybody knew you were talking about Johnny Depp. You had just left. Everybody knew who you were talking about. Anyway, let's move on, right? She said, the op-ed wasn't about my relationship with Johnny. What the op-ed was about was me loaning my voice to a bigger cultural conversation that we were having at the time. It wasn't about him. Again, Amber, it wasn't about him, but you used him as the example of being hurt at the hands of power. Let's continue, right? And the fact that now she's trying to roll it back, I would actually respect Amber more if she actually stood in the BS that she does, right? Whether I think she's right or wrong, I said it. I meant to, yes, I wanted you to pay. I felt like you had hurt me and mocked me and humiliated me and actually harmed me physically, and I wanted you to pay. What is so hard about saying that? When she said you're not a likable victim, you were likable the first time, you're not the perfect victim, it literally made people say, like, are you even a victim? And also, why can't she just stand in her truth? Johnny hurt me, humiliated me, I felt like he ruined me for a while, and I want him to pay for what he did. Instead of this stupid Pollyanna act, it wasn't about Johnny. It was just about victims. Amber, no, it wasn't. It was about you and Johnny, period. Anyway, right? She said, I obviously knew it was important for me not to make it about him or do anything like to defame him. I had teams of lawyers review all the drafts. The Pirates of the Caribbean actor Johnny Depp has maintained he never assaulted Heard and claimed she physically harmed him. We knew that, blah, 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 right? Heard said this is a setback for women, this, that, and the third. But let's get into the part where listen, I get where Amber's coming from. I get her point. At this point, I got to be honest with you. I don't believe her, but I can still recognize how detrimental this judgment is for victims, not just women, but men and women that have suffered at the hands of abuse, especially when they claim their abuser is more powerful, has more connections, and people like them more. However, to separate that, I don't believe Amber, and I find it very disingenuous that you're literally complaining about the same thing you did to Johnny in London is now happening to you, and now you're saying that's not fair. This is ridiculous, you guys. Listen, all I gotta say is, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.